Marvel Spider-Man is considered by many people a cult classic. Having spent over 45 hours playing this myself, not only is it my favorite Spider-Man video game of all time, it's just a spectacular title with a lot of things to do within the game world that it makes it quite compelling, and many people are still playing this even several years later. You know, when Activision lost the Spider-Man video game rights, it was a great thing. You know why? Because while most of the games in the previous 2 decades were good, we never had anything on the level of something like this. And not only that, but the narrative is so strong, it gives the Spider-Man movies a run for their money. I also like the world building in this. Insomniac really did their research. This game world definitely feels more alive than any of the previous Spider-Man games I have experienced. Interacting with the people of New York, finding backpacks, or even taking selfies, all that is possible here. Plus, unlocking the other suits is really cool as each has their own unique ability. The graphics look amazing for a PS4/PS5 title. And speaking of the PS5 remastered, did they really have to change the face of Peter? I never liked the new design, but at least I get why they did because he does look like somebody in their mid to late 20s in the PS4 version. And while some of the side activities or certain missions, such as playing as Mary Jane or Miles Morales, do get a little tiresome, it's not a huge annoyance considering how everything else is so well polished. Man, people will still be talking about this years from now. It is everything you want from a Spider-Man video game, and quite frankly, it's just an overall entertaining time. Before this game had came out in 2018, a lot of people did have doubts that Insomniac could get this done properly. They were mostly known for their Spyro trilogy and Ratchet and Clank franchise during the time, and so they had proved those people wrong. Narrative is some of the best I've seen from a Spider-Man media. I mean, Peter Parker, he's been Spider-Man for 8 years. He's cleaned up the seat as usual, but when there's a plot that involves one of his friends, Martin Lee, he has to not only stop him, but he also has to deal with his best friend and mentor, Al Octavius, becoming Doc Ock. This takes quite a toll on Peter because he actually cares about both these men. More so for Otto because at the end, when he has to fight him, it just tears Peter's heart up. I mean, you actually feel the emotional weight. We've seen this before in 2004 Spider-Man 2, but here it's more powerful. It has more weight to it. You actually care about the friendship between the two and how Otto becomes mad over time, especially towards Norman Osborn. He just becomes hateful. When the Sinister Six teams up near the end, I thought that was a cool moment. But a complaint I have about it, there was never a Sinister Six boss fight. I was confused. The Insomniac thought it would have been too hard. I know it wasn't a technical limitations. Maybe they thought it would have been too overwhelming. But as far as those Sinister Six getting together, I did like those boss fights, taking on Electro and Vulture, or even Rhino and Scorpion. Definitely, this game offers a lot of replay value. There's much more to do after you get done with the main story, and I'm still going through it, just trying to 100% completion of everything. This game is great. It is spectacular. The voice cast is excellent. It's swinging mechanics. Definitely there are highlights. Now, when it comes to swinging, speaking of which, while it's not as in-depth compared to 2004's Spider-Man 2, the video game, it still is quite iconic because it's not that difficult of a learning curve. The story is so excellent that it even gotten me to cry at the end with the death of Aunt May. Peter, he had a decision to make. Either save the city or save his Aunt May. He chose the ultimate sacrifice. At the end of the day, this is a very impressive video game from the late 2010s. From the gameplay mechanics, the graphics, the voice acting, the strong emotional story. This is certainly such a beloved game that people will still be talking about even several years from now. I'm giving this video game a 9 out of 10. Yeah, this whole thing is Excelsior. Now the combat, it definitely is a huge step up. Spider-Man, he uses his webs effectively. His gadgets comes in handy. And without a doubt, this is the best combat in a Spider-Man video game up to this point. The boss fights are fun, fighting not just the Sinister Six, like I mentioned earlier, but also Kingpin, Tombstone, and Taskmaster. I also like to point out that the event suit looks incredible. Insomniac Games, they could have went with the classic red and blue that we all know throughout the years, but they did their own little spin on it, putting a big white spider logo on the front and back. It actually makes it feel important in this game universe. As well, the music is iconic. Last but not least, the DLC I heard is pretty good. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm hoping to play through them one day just to see how different those stories are compared to the main one. And that's my review of Marvel's Spider-Man. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this video game. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.